And in northwestern Africa, a new power was to arise, and they were known as the Almoravid Dynasty. Now, from 640 AD onwards, the religion of Islam began to spread into North Africa, and the populations of the region, who were mostly African Berbers, slowly began to convert to the new religion. The term Almoravid, which translates as one who is ready for battle at a fortress, was formed from the unification of African Berber tribes into one clan. The African Berber territory at this time covered the region of modern-day Morocco, Western Sahara, Algeria, northern Libya, and Mauritania. By 711 AD, these Africans had conquered the entire region of southern Spain, expanding their empire into Europe. The three major tribes in northern Africa at this time were the Masmuda, Zenata, and Sanhaja. The formation of the Almoravid movement and dynasty can be traced back to an African Berber leader named Yahya ibn Ibrahim, who traveled on a pilgrimage to Mecca in Arabia in accordance with Islamic teaching in 1036 AD. Armed with a new enthusiasm for Islam, he then traveled to Morocco and met with another Islamic African Berber scholar named Abdallah ibn Yassin. Together, they helped unify the major tribes of northwestern Africa and encouraged the population to strictly follow the tenets of Islam. Abdallah ibn Yassin established himself as the spiritual leader of the new nation, and Yahya ibn Ibrahim took control of the newly formed military. By 1040 AD, the Almoravid Dynasty had been established, and the unification of the tribes was completed, and by 1052 AD, the Almoravid military force had grown to 30,000 men. In 1055 AD, the Almoravids secured control of the North African city of Sijil Massa, near the Atlas Mountains, and established Islamic law throughout the city, prohibiting the sale of alcohol and removing non-Islamic taxes. Once Sijil Massa was captured, the Almoravids moved south to secure the West African city of Autogast, which was previously part of the Empire of Ghana. With the two cities under Almoravid control, they were now able to manage the gold trade taking place between the two cities and build their wealth. Then, the Almoravids invaded the North African city of Akhmat in Morocco in 1058 AD and took control of it. One of the wealthiest African women of the city, named Zainad an-Nafzawayat, later married one of the Almoravid leaders named Yusuf ibn Tashfin. The Almoravid dynasty continued to expand their empire, taking control of other northern African cities, including Fez, Tangier, and Algiers. In 1061 AD, the Almoravid dynasty founded the great African city of Marrakech in Morocco, North Africa. In Marrakech, the Almoravids soon constructed brick mosques and developed mud brick houses for the city's residents. Next, a system of canals and waterworks were created so that water became plentiful throughout the city. Now, by 1082 AD, the Christians of Spain had begun to launch numerous attacks against the African Muslims living inside of Spain, and many of them began to flee back into Africa. Upon request, the Almoravids decided to intervene and raised an army in Africa and led an attack against Spain within their own country. The Spanish were led by King Castilian Alfonso VI, and the two forces faced each other at the Battle of Zelicah in 1086 AD. The Battle of Zelicah took place in a region called Badajoz, which was in southwestern Spain. The Spanish military was completely defeated, and half of its army was killed by the Almoravids. The Almoravids were strict adherents to the laws of Islam and were keen to propagate what they viewed as the purest version of Islam. The Almoravid leader Yusuf ibn Tashfin left Africa and traveled back into Spain to initiate this activity under the title The Spreading of Righteousness, the Correction of Injustice, and the Abolition of Unlawful Taxes. The Almoravids conquered the entire region of southern Spain, taking the cities of Seville, Cordoba, and Zaragoza. Yusuf ibn Tashfin died at the age of 100 years old and was succeeded by his son Ali ibn Yusuf, who took over as the leader of the Almoravids in 1106 AD. By this time, the wealth of the empire had increased to such a degree that the royal treasury housed 13,000 boxes of silver and 5,400 boxes of minted gold. Ali ibn Yusuf continued the work of his father and solidified the strength of the empire. In 1108 AD, the Almoravid Dynasty again faced the Christian forces of Spain, this time at the Battle of Ucles in a region located in central Spain. This time, Christian Spain was led by King Alfonso VI of Leon and Castile. The battle involved thousands of soldiers from each side, and again the Spanish were utterly defeated. The Almoravids then conquered the Spanish city of Valencia in 1109 AD, and the Almoravids continued to expand in influence, wealth, and power. Soon, however, a new African dynasty would arise to power in the region, and their name was the Almohads.